Guys, with this ammo shortage, it's tough to get to the range. And if you find ammo, it's super expensive. Sometimes 3 or 4 times what it typically is. So it really cuts into not only your range time, but also your training. And training is very important. Going to training classes, learning how to shoot, having someone to analyze what you're doing. Dry fire practice is great, but dry fire practice alone is not enough. And so for years, I've known about the Mantis system. And this is the Mantis X10 Elite. This is the top of the line. They do make a number of different programs. But this is something that you just attach to your Picatinny rail, or you can attach this actually to a shotgun or a rifle. And you can train either dry fire or live fire. And it's a great system that analyzes what you're doing when you pull that trigger. And then also with accuracy and other things. In fact, I've had this for a good while. And because there are so many features, it was a little bit intimidating. But one of the things about it, honestly guys, it's easy to start out with the basics, and then you can add on new programs as you progress. And I want to thank Mantis X and also Leviathan Group for putting all this together and making this video possible. Now the Mantis X comes in this box, and you just lift it out. Inside you're going to have a quick start guide. And first thing you want to do is to download the Mantis X app. It's free, so it's really easy to do, and then we'll set it up. Then you get the Mantis X system. It's in this little hard case. You can keep everything right there. This is what goes onto your rail system. There are some adapters. There's even a magazine adapter where you can put it on the bottom of your magazine. Whether you don't have a Picatinny rail on your firearm, or if you want to do holster draws. Right here is the power button, and then here is where you pull down to put it onto your rail. Also comes with a barrel adapter, some rubber spacers, you get your USB cable, and you get a Picatinny rail adapter. Now the Mantis X is rechargeable, and so you can take this little cable, which is included, and we just pop it in and then put this into any USB. Now you can open up the app, make sure that your Bluetooth is on, and then take the Mantis X and the little power button right here on top, just press it and it'll start flashing green. Now just hit connect, and now you've connected, and this will stop flashing once it's connected. Here at the top of the screen you're going to have your introduction, and it will give you a lot of different details on what you need to do. We have holster analysis, recoil meter, open training, shot timer, Mantis X benchmark, time benchmark. I mean, it's just all kind of different things that you can do. And here you've got an introduction course that you can actually take. Basic marksmanship, advanced marksmanship. I mean, it just goes on, basic combat and elite marksmanship. And there's a lot of things that we can do in that. Now we hit settings, and then you have a number of different things you can do. First thing, I'm going to do pistol. I've already set this up before. Right hand, I get to select a firearm. And so we can go down the list and just choose whatever we're going to do. We're going to use the Glock 19 today. So we can go straight into the Glock 19. Go back to settings. We're going to do dry fire, but you can do live fire. And there's a lot of other single action, double action, live fire. I mean, even does CO2. So if you have a airsoft pistol, you can do that as well. You name it, there are a lot of different options. Now where you place your piece on the rail, and so I like it forward, but forward is where the battery connection is toward the back, and then of course backwards. So you can do it either way. Location mount, and of course we're going to be on the bottom. You get audio feedback, which you can do speech or you can do just a chime. Check volume. Then of course you have all these different settings. Guys, there's a lot to it, but really to get started, it's really simple. So we're going to go back to open training. Of course, you want to verify that the gun is unloaded, and then go ahead and put this on your rail. Sometimes it's a little tight going on. Now we want to pull this down, and then we can line this up and it'll snap right into place. You want to make sure it's stable. Then to get things going, you just hit start. Now, this does not mean that you have to have a target set up. You just need to have a point of aim. It's going to analyze everything about the way you set your trigger, where your finger's on the trigger, if you're holding too tight, if your wrist is breaking, if you're going and anticipating recoil. There's a lot of different things, and it will analyze each setting. So we're going to go ahead and fire off one shot. Now this shows my score is 75.9, and of course I wasn't aiming, I was just holding it loosely. We'll move it over, trigger press, it's just one shot, so this is our hold movement and our trigger press. This actually diagram shows you exactly what you were doing. And you can actually bring this in really close, or you can bring it out. Now it goes into a matrix of how you're doing, holding it and then the trigger press. All right, we're going to try it again. Now again, there we go, we're analyzing everything. Now we have dry fire, we're right-handed, we have the Mantis X in the forward position. Now we just go ahead and hit start. This will keep our score, this will count off our shots. Now we want to hit stop. This is going to give us the average of our score. So 94.4, that's not bad. I'm very pleased with that. But we can take it, move over, and we can analyze each of the shots. Here we have our first shot, and it'll actually show you pre-trigger pull, trigger pull, and then follow through. Follow through's in the red. Shot 2, we can see that it was really consistent. Shot 3, you can see that I pulled that up. Shot 4, and you can go into all the details when you get it. You can check it out and see what it is. When you're finished, just hit back, and then again, if you want to do more training, you can just hit it and start all over. In the history, you have a lot of different options to be able to look and see what you did in previous sessions. Now guys, after the dry fire practice, we did want to do some live fire and went down to the range. We shot a number of rounds. Unfortunately, it's so sunny that my camera had a really hard time of picking up the screen. It was very reflective and we just couldn't read it. We could hear it and I could pick it up and look at it. So if I was at the range, I'm still going to be able to train like I normally do. But it's really good to be able to have that while you dry fire or while you're live fire. And of course, with your shotgun and your rifle. I mean, it gives you so many different ways to be able to train. But guys, I will say that the dry fire practice, the score was a lot higher. You get it out there to live fire and it definitely lowers it. And it tells you it'll do that. But we were getting around about the 80s, in the mid 80s. And so, you know, it was definitely a lot less than I was getting with the regular dry fire practice. But it was really telling. And that is the most important thing, is to correct those mistakes. Now the Mantis X system starts out at $99, goes all the way up to the Elite, and the Elite is $249. A lot of features with this one, and a lot of the things you can upgrade with the basic packages. So there's a lot of products over on mantisx.com. Check it out. I really think that this is a system that you can grow into, starting out very simple and then moving it up. One thing that I failed to mention is this is also good for bow, and then again you can shoot it with airsoft. So there's a lot of potential with this system. I believe that the basic model is only for dry fire, but if that's what you need to do, dry fire is excellent practice. And guys, the price of ammo right now, even though $249 may seem like it's a high price, that would be less than one class. And this is something you can keep with you at all times. Dry fire at home, shooting at the range, I mean, it is a complete system. So guys, if you want to up your training, I don't honestly know of a better way to really analyze what you're doing. One of the things about this system is that you know it's analyzing you, so you are more in tune with what you're doing with the handgun. And to me, it really puts things together. Again, you can start out simple, or you can move up into some of the more complicated programs, because whatever training you're doing, you can find it on the Mantis X software. And of course, again, it's really easy to download the app, attach the piece, and you're ready to go. So great system, highly recommend it, especially right now with ammo so scarce and expensive. It's a great way to keep your skills up. And again, we want to thank Mantis X for sending this training tool, and also for Leviathan for making this video possible. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. do a lot of training anyway. Guys, right now during the ammo shortage, now we're going to be doing some live fire and I'm trying to get it somewhere, trying to get it where there's not a lot of reflection. Well, the reflection is kind of hard to see, so we're going to go ahead and stop. Okay, 80 point, that sucks.